Welcome back to The Average Drinker. I'm Dara, I'm your average drinker, and it is Tuesday, and that means it is time for another Is the Allocated Actually Better? Or are the alternatives better? We're going to find out. Bill poured me another flight. Again, I have no clue what these are. Like every week, we've done this a few episodes now. Well, not several. I don't know what several means, but we've done quite a few episodes of this already. So, you guys probably know the drill by now. Bill poured me a flight. I'm going to drink the flight, tell you what I like the most, tell you what I think about them. I'm going to pick a winner, and we're going to figure out if the allocated is better or if the alternatives are better. So, without further ado, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Will they finish that way? I have no idea, but I'm ready to give it a try. So, we're going to start with number 1. Number 1 is right here. So cheers to you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing and liking and doing all that stuff that you guys do. I'm going to give this a nose. So, on the nose. Bourbon. Sweet. Mid-proof, like a 115. Caramel, vanilla, light oak. Hint of fruit. Like a dark, deep red fruit. Good. Overall, the nose on this one is really good. I was like hoping to find some kind of like nuttiness to it. No nuttiness to it. Yeah, it smells nice. Like right off the bat, it smells good. Let's give it a taste. Now that's good. Has a good amount of proof. I'm going to say that is like in the 110 to 115 range. Sweet. Fruit. Light oak. Cherries. Cherries. A lot of cherries. Cinnamon. It kind of reminds me... My instant thought was it was like an MGP. But I don't know. But overall, that is really good. I like it. It's a little bit drying on the back end, but it's not bad. It's good. Overall, good. We're off to a good start. Okay, moving on to the next one. That's good too. Cherries. Definitely cherries. I smell a lot of cherry on this one. Cherry. Vanilla. Lightly spiced. Higher proof. I think I said mid-proof on that last one, but I think these might be a little bit higher proof than I'm thinking. It's like deep and rich. Okay, give it a try. Yeah, I think these are closer to that 120 and 125 proof range. Maybe a little more. Sweet. Good finish. Warm. Cherry. Vanilla. Light oak. Baking. It tastes like a baked cherry pie. That's good too. Those are close. I think I like one better, but I'm not sure. I don't know. They're both good, though. Definitely in the bourbon family. We're in the bourbon family. I got this right, I think. Sometimes I'm wrong. Let's move on to number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Pow! Bam chaka! Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes I have to just do dumb things so I don't fall asleep and so you don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep on me. You're watching. I love you. Thank you. Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Fruit. Vanilla. I feel a trend coming on. A little bit of proof though. Like it doesn't burn my nose hairs, but like in my nose I know there's proof there. Like in my nose I know that's like a 120 plus proof I think. It smells rich. Smells like a little bit of age. It smells like a little bit of like it might be like 115 and above, but I'm definitely thinking that's a little bit more proof. Green apples. Maybe even some red apples. Yellow Skittles. It smells good though. Just taste it. Nope. Definitely not as good as 1 and 2. It's like, okay. Like there's a good amount of proof there. There's a good amount of flavor there, but there's something in that flavor that it's like a peach or an apricot, like a baked peach or apricot pie with like a little bit of spice. And I don't like peach or apricot pie as good as I like a cinnamon apple pie, if that makes sense. That's not as good. Sorry. Just not as good. Definitely has the proof there, though. I'm pretty sure there's definitely a good amount of proof in these. Even gave me the goosebumps. Woo! Okay, moving on to glass number 4. See, we're back to that rich cherry, sweet vanilla, cinnamon pie smell right there. Smells like a candle. Oh, that smells like a candle. My mom used to have this candle that it smells like that country apple pie candle that has the cinnamon in it. That smells good. Country apple pie. Whatever that means. It's like a wooden bucket of country apples and sweet vanilla cherries. That smells good. So right up front, it's interesting because this one right up front is like a hardcore cherry vanilla bomb. Then it like bursts into like cinnamon, slightly bitter, and then rolls off and you get that more of that sweet vanilla cherry flavor. That's good. Definitely better than 3. So 1, 2, and 4 are by far the best. I'm going to have to drink them through a second time to really know what I'm thinking, but 3 is not anywhere near as good as these. So if you're not a patron, here's my shameless plug to become a patron so you can watch the second time through. If you're a patron, I'm going to do these a second time through, and then I'm going to come back with the final ranking. So stand by for the final ranking. Thank you guys so much. Okay, I have a final ranking, and this was actually kind of surprising. It took me a little bit to get into. These are definitely a higher proof to me. These are definitely a bourbon to me. In my gut, I feel like these could be like Stagg Jr. because I'm getting some hardcore cherry vanilla Coke vibes. I could be wrong. It could be like a Bardstown Disco 657. Not 5. I was about to hiccup there. Sorry. Not hiccup. I was really going to burp, but I didn't want to be rude. So, without further ado, I have a final ranking. And let's see what it is. I'm curious. I'm very curious because they're very good. I liked all of these. I think 1 and 2 definitely stood above the rest. Or not 1 and 2. 1 and 3 stood above the rest. 4 and 2, not quite as good, but they were still good. I liked all of these. I drank all of them. If we find out at the end that these were like some kind of fluke bottle, okay, I'll own up to it and I'll say I'll drink all of them, but I liked all of them. And I definitely would say these are between 115 and 135 proof. So that's what we have right here. Let's figure it out. So in last place is number 2. Number 2 is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Molly's Pick. Okay, so I guess that's not the allocated bottle. I keep forgetting this is alternatives to allocated. Like, I forget, like, there can't be multiple Stagg Juniors in here, so I feel like number 1 is probably the Stagg Jr. But I could be wrong. Let's dive in and find out. So last place, I said Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, private pick. It's the Molly's Barrel Proof pick. It's really good. I said I liked it. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is 4. It's 3rd place, but it's 4. So it is 4. And 4 is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I think this, okay, so far we're doing good. These are all good. Like, I totally agree with these all so far. Now, let's move on to second place, which is number 3, glass 3, and that is Blue Note Juke Joint, Uncut, Unfiltered. Oh, freaking love Blue Note Juke Joint. It's so freaking good. That means the last one has got to be Stagg Jr. If it's not, you can just kick me out of here. Kick me out of here. Okay, one is number 1. Stagg Jr Batch 8. I'm going to just walk away. I'm kidding. I'm not going to walk away, but damn. I told you. Okay, so my gut has always been, well, not always. I said a great alternative to Stagg Jr is Blue Note Juke Joint, and right here proves it. Even though Stagg Jr finished on top, which I was right about the proof points because I said between a 115 and 120 or 135. I may have said that here. I definitely said that during the Patreon, but I knew the proofs of these were good. I knew the flavors were good, and I'm sorry that I picked the allocated again, but literally, Stagg Jr is one of my favorite pours of all time. I can pick that cherry vanilla note out of everything, but honestly, Blue Note Juke Joint, highly recommend. Like, if you guys have not picked a Blue Note Juke Joint uncut, unfiltered, private barrel pick, and you don't have a Stagg Jr, go get one right now, because so many stores have those as store picks. They call them the Tornado Survivors, but they're so good. It's so delicious. Highly recommend them. So let's hear the final flight here, or the final ranking. Stagg Jr Batch 8, which is one of my favorites of all time. Blue Note Juke Joint Total Beverage Pick. Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Private Barrel Pick Molly's. So Molly's here in Colorado. Love this pick still. Super good. But overall, I picked Stagg Jr. So I picked the allocated again, but Blue Note Juke Joint was right up there with it. So go check it out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching The Average Drinker. I'm Dara, and I'll see you next time.